Do these plants need watering? I don't think I've watered them in forever. They'll end up dying. That one's already dead a bit. Oh dear. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Blind Pinterest Challenge. Are you looking at the camera? You have to look at the camera, Abel. Do you want your treat? Hang on a sec. There you go. Good boy. And today we're going to actually be looking on... Are you done? Yeah. And today we're actually going to be looking on my secret board on Pinterest, where I save kind of some of the DIYs that I want to do, and we'll see which ones out of them we'll craft. Oh, you're a good boy. Oh, you're so fat. Oh. Right, yeah, so I've got my secret board here where I've just been kind of saving a few of my pins, and I'm just kind of desperate to try some of them. So I'll have a quick look. There isn't loads to choose from, I'm quite selective, so it shouldn't take too long to decide. I think I might go for this one because it looks really nice. I think it's going to be pretty simple to make. It's just going to be a piece of wood, some sticks, and it looks like they've used some pine cones and painted them in a gloss paint and then just kind of glue it all together and assemble it all together, and I think it looks really nice. And looking at some of the other ones down at the bottom, you can be super creative with this. But that's the one I came across first, so that's the one I'll try and recreate. So there's number one, the pine cone decoration, wall hanging decoration. And I think the next one we'll go for is this kind of pencil lampshade, which I think looks really cool. And again, I think it's going to be super simple. I just need to get an old lamp or a new lamp, like a cheap lamp, get some coloured pencils, glue them over the top, and that's pretty much it. And then we'll have this kind of funky looking lamp. The only thing I'm worried about this one is whether the pencils will kind of affect how the light comes through. So that'll be a little experiment that we can try out, see whether it's a practical lampshade or not. Yeah, and I think that'll do it for today's episode. So we'll do the pinecone decoration things and the pencil lampshade. But before we get into the next part of the video, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you get notified when I upload. But what I'll do is I'll gather all of the materials, everything that I'm going to need, and then I'll meet you back here in just a sec. Right, I'm back, and it's been a couple of weeks now. I'm pretty sure I've got everything that I need to complete these two projects that we decided on. I thought we'd start off with the pinecone wall art decoration. I did actually have to do some kind of things off camera before we actually got up to right now. So I managed to source a piece of wood from this wood pile, and I got a piece of it chopped off with a chainsaw, which I wasn't going to do myself at all. I do not trust myself with a chainsaw. So I managed to get someone to cut a bit of wood off for us. I also had some pine cones left over from a previous project. I attempted to cut these in half, and if you've ever cut pine cones in half, you'll know how difficult it is. So that's one thing where my project's going to differ from theirs, because I only managed to cut two of them, and I was going to get the proper electric saw to start cutting them in half, but they're just too small and I'd end up chopping my fingers off, so I just ended up painting them whole. And I did end up painting all the pine cones in different coloured gloss paints, which I already had in the studio, and I rummaged around outside and got some sticks as well. So basically all we need to do now is kind of glue all this together, and we should have something that is very similar to what they have in their pin, hopefully. Yeah, so these were the only two I kind of managed to cut in half, and they do look really nice, but it was really hard. It's like cutting through solid wood. It's so difficult. I thought I'd just be able to cut through them with scissors, but nope. So the other ones are just kind of fully painted like this, and I still think they look nice. They look alright. Right, kind of in their picture, they don't have any specific order, it's just quite random, so I think I'm just going to glue it all together and hope that the hot glue sticks everything. I've also realised that both of these craft projects are going to take me a very long time to do, which always seems to be the case. I always pick the ones that are very repetitive and take a very long time. It's given me massive flashbacks for when I made a pinecone wreath for Craftmas. If you were around on the channel at that time, that took me forever to make. It took such a long time. Yeah, I've got kind of 3 pine cones left over as well, a blue, a pink and a yellow one, but I don't kind of want to make it too full or too cluttered or anything. Because looking at theirs, they've left quite a lot of kind of empty space. So I think I'm just going to leave it at this. Right, okay, so we've got it like this, and now I think I'm just going to glue the sticks on, again, just with some hot glue. Basically, it's just to make them kind of look like flowers. I understand kind of what it's about. I'm just hoping not too much of the hot glue shows through. Yeah, I will say the sticks are... I will say... Can't talk. I will say the twigs are sticking down a lot easier than the pine cones. Glue burn. Right, that's it done, and to be fair, it didn't take too long to make. It wasn't too kind of difficult or hard or anything like that, and it was quite enjoyable. I didn't mind it. So we have expectation, reality, and I think I've done a great job. I really like it. I think it's really good. I wish I could have kind of cut the pine cones a bit more so they weren't as kind of large and hanging out, but other than that, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think it looks really good. Very surprised in my abilities. But yeah, I think it's a really good one and a super easy one to make as well. Now for the best part, how much did this cost me? This thing cost me nothing. Not a single penny was spent. And I think that's fantastic. I think it's the first time throughout the Pinterest series that I've ever made something that hasn't actually cost me anything. I already had the paint, the pine cones, the sticks were free, the piece of wood was free, I already had the hook on the back that's going to hang it on the wall. I had literally everything, all the glue, all the kind of the glue gun, everything. I had absolutely everything I needed to make this. Obviously, if you don't have paint and the glue and stuff like that, it will cost you some money to make, but for me, it cost me nothing, and I'm so happy about it. It's one of my favourite craft projects that we've done on the Blind Pinterest Challenge, mainly because it was free. And this is definitely going on the wall. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Where do you think? I want to put it somewhere where you can see it. There, it lives there now. I think it looks great. Oh, I'm so happy with it, I really am. Right, now moving on to the lamp, and hopefully we'll have the same success with that one. I did actually venture out into society to purchase a lamp, because for the life of us, I couldn't find a decent one online. I needed the lampshade to kind of be straight. I didn't want to kind of beveled and hanging out and stuff. It took me forever to find a lamp that I thought would work for this, and I didn't want the lampshade either to be too big, because you want the pencil to cover the entire thing and just hang over a little bit like it does in the pin. So I think I've got the perfect one, and I bought myself some pencils, and now it's just going to be the long process of gluing all the bastards onto the lampshade. It's not going to be difficult, it's just going to take us forever. Right, my only concern with this one as well is I hope I've got enough pencils to cover the entire lampshade. And looking at their pin, they haven't done it in kind of any colour order by the looks of things. It looks very random. I've only stuck one down and I'm already sick. Yeah, if you're going to do this as well, I would recommend the strategy of putting the glue directly on the lampshade and then sticking the pencil on, rather than trying to put the glue on the pencil and then sticking it on the lampshade. It makes things a lot easier. Right, I'm not even halfway, and I think it's going to look pretty good, you know. I have a good feeling about it. I don't know whether it's going to be worth it, but I think it's going to look nice. Also, I forgot to mention, I've just kind of opened a Twitter account. I used to have one years ago, but I never really used it because I didn't particularly like it. But I've just opened a new one, and I'm not really entirely sure how I use Twitter, but feel free to go and follow us. And I think your followers, it's just my name basically. I find Twitter quite complicated for some reason. The reason I deleted it last time is because I just ended up with a bunch of kind of like weird porn stars and stuff following us and wanting to sell us sex and everything. It was very strange. So I just deleted it, I couldn't be bothered. But no, I've just launched a new one, and yeah, feel free to follow us and tweet at us and whatever else you do on Twitter, I don't know. Right, one pack of pencils down, and we're we're just short of halfway, so I think I'm gonna have it, well, I know I'm gonna have enough, so that's a relief. The end is in sight. I can see it. We're getting there. Right, last one. Last one. Done. I'm done. Oh. Ugh. Ah, that was quite repetitive. Yeah, it was quite tedious. It took a long time, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, so we have expectation, reality. And I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. I think it looks super cool and just super funky. But what I want to do before I tell you how much I spent, I want to take it down into the bathroom so it's a nice dark area, just so I can see how the kind of lampshade is affected by all these pencils stuck onto it. I wonder if it gives it like a nice effect or whether it looks worse. So we'll quickly do that and then I'll tell you how much I spent. Right, okay, so it doesn't really do much. I thought it was going to kind of cast a nice shadow or something, but it doesn't really do kind of a lot of anything. But it looks nice. It doesn't really affect the lampshade or anything. It does darken it, obviously, and prevents more light kind of coming out of the outside of it. But other than that, it's kind of almost what I expected, but I was expecting maybe like a decent shadow being cast or something, but it's not the case. But never mind, I still think it looks alright. Pretty decent. Let's go back up in the studio, I'll meet you there. So yeah, it was a shame it didn't kind of cast any decent shadows, or it wasn't kind of phenomenal in the dark. But it wasn't too bad, it still performs, it doesn't kind of take away the practicability of the lampshade. So that's good to know. And I do think it looks great in the daylight, I think it looks really cool. But how much did I spend? I just need to take £3 off this because there were some candles at the store and they were £1 each, I had to have them. Okay, so the lamp cost me £26. And the thing is, I would normally be like, oh no, £26, that's quite a lot of money, but that's including the light bulb as well. For all the kind of pencils, the actual lamp, which is pretty decent, the lamp only costs us £8, which is pretty cheap. I don't think it's too bad. I'm not mad at it at all. To be fair, I'm actually really impressed with both the lampshade and the pinecone piece of art that we did today. I think it's probably the only blind Pinterest challenge where I've actually been kind of happy with the results. And I think mainly because they're both very simple ideas and they're just really easy to make. And the fact that that one was free.
It's just, it's blown my mind.
But I think that does it for today's episode of the Blind Pinterest Challenge. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And again, let me know in the comments down below if you come across any ideas on Pinterest or any kind of craft ideas that you want to see me try on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Bye!